Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. Now, it's real time.
Welcome back, everyone. And one of the best parts that I've always loved about Outdoor GPS, of course, being the only live interactive fishing and hunting television show that's ever existed, is that we're able to bring you this kind of content live as it's happening. And Austin, from Austin's Northwest Adventures, has always been one of our favorites. Austin, number one, it's great to see you, dude. Looks like you got some nice weather, and it's already been a little productive for you this morning. What are you chasing, and how's it going?
Yeah, we're out here chasing walleye. There's a fish.
Oh, did you stage that?
No. I can't believe it.
Did you pull a Shornborn and already have that online?
No, but I got a big one in the live well to show you here in a minute.
All right, well, tell everybody what you're doing and what you've got on the end of your line right now.
So we're walleye fishing right now. We're running jigs. We're casting. We don't have a lot of current right now, so I got the bow mount on anchor mode. And we're just kind of working the jigs through the current. And that's a nice walleye.
Nice.
So I'm just jigging them along, and we're catching fish. Making do. We don't have a lot of current. It always helps to have current when you're walleye fishing. And
now, everyone, he is live. This is not recorded. Hey, look at that, man. That's a dandy.
Yeah, and I didn't have a net man either, so I just yarded it in the boat.
Well, you're the guide. You don't need a net man.
Well, when I looked at it, the hook was all the way through his jaw right there. So
yeah, he wasn't coming off.
I knew he wasn't coming off.
That looks like a few tacos right there. That looks like a few sandwiches.
Yeah, that's nice fish. That's what we're looking for. You know, those bigger fish. I'm going to show you guys a real big fish, but we let those go. They're big females, and I want to keep this fishery going, you know, for years to come. So it's good insurance for my business to always have, you know, fish in the system. And so we let go all the big ones, big females, and we eat these guys. This is a little male.
Well, that was my next question. That's about the perfect size when folks are out chasing them around. Those are the ones that you want to focus on taking home because they are phenomenal eating. I mean, it's at the top of everybody's list, at least top 3 to have a fresh walleye.
Yeah, definitely. They make the best fish and chips. That's probably my favorite fish to eat out of all of them. You know, I like lingcod. I like halibut. Those are really good. I'm kind of a white meat kind of guy.
Yeah.
Springers are good too. I like springers, but I don't fish them that much. But the triploids up here are very good as well. Real oily fish. Just a good fish to eat. Walleye is nice and flaky and white meat, and you just can't hardly beat it.
Well, you already mentioned that, you know, we always have to pay attention to the populations of whatever fish it is that we're targeting. Now, obviously, Oregon and Washington is bass aquers as they can be, you know, allow people to take as many as they want. But we have to be smart about this, everyone, and give these fish an opportunity because it's a viable and absolutely ton of fun fishery.
It sure is, man. I started out walleye fishing as a kid. Walleye and bass was kind of what we did. And my family did a lot of salmon fishing, but then the salmon kind of went away. And so they would have to travel a lot to do that. And then, you know, so when I grew up, it was all walleye and bass and things like that. And it's really a lot of fun. I love catching salmon, but it's nice to break up my year by coming out here and chasing these big walleye. And I try to get people trophy fish. You know, we're always looking for the big ones, take some pictures, let them go, get some measurements. The one we got in the box right now was 29.5 inches. I think it's right at 13 pounds. I didn't weigh it yet, but I wanted to show that one to you, and maybe I'll do that right now. You guys want to see it?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Now, this is what we're referring to when you're talking about a trophy walleye, everyone. And they're 99%, they're going to be females. So they need to be fish that can get back into the system and help, you know, keep them going. And what a toad, man. That is just a dandy. Now, caught on a jig and a worm, just like what you were just doing?
Yep, it sure was. We caught her on a jig and a worm. She's a real big, nice female. You can kind of see how her belly hangs down a bit.
Yeah.
She's got kind of that sway belly. And I try to be kind of gentle with these fish. I got my hand inside there, but I'm not touching any of the red.
Yeah.
And they're real hardy. You just got to be real careful with them.
It just tried to take its finger up, everyone. Trust me, inside of the mouth of that 13-pound walleye is enough teeth to remove a finger if necessary.
Exactly. They got some big old teeth in there.
Yeah,
So,
you're not lipping that like a smallmouth. That's for darn sure. Okay, so for folks that do spend time over there and at least participate in the fishery that you're doing now, you mentioned that there's very little current, that you're spot locked currently with your bow mount. You're on anchor mode. Is there a way that you can continue to keep yourself successful by moving yourself with that bow mount, or are you just trying to stay in one spot, or are you trying to manufacture a little bit of current?
exactly. So I'll get into a spot. We'll fish it for a little bit, and then we'll move around. We're just anchoring up, moving 30, 40, 50 feet, making some casts, kind of moving around, kind of making some artificial current basically. You can also kind of troll forward just a tiny bit, real slow, and basically you have a reverse current. You're going upstream, but you can keep those jigs kind of moving in that current, and you'll catch fish. So it's just it's just a feel thing. You got to figure out what's working for you. And some days they want it a certain way, and other days they want it something different. And definitely the days that you have current can really help to cover ground and find new fish. And also it makes your presentations look a little bit more natural, I think. And so you have some good success on those days.
Okay, next question. Would you change up how you're actually targeting? Would you start trolling walkers and bait, plugs, or anything like that? Or would you just stick with jigs and just make it work?
Well, I'm in the river here. And so the places that I fish in the river, we can't really run a lot. You could run some bottom walkers, but you're in a current type situation. It's definitely slower, but it's really up and down. The contours are up and down and in and out. So it's really hard to have a consistent depth for trolling. But here in the next, in the month of May, we're going to switch it up. And we're going to start fishing on Banks Lake. And we're going to be, we'll be trolling like crankbaits and things like that with side planers, going 2 miles an hour and cruising, finding fish. And you get some explosive bites like that. It's a lot of fun. But in my wintertime fishing, in my early spring, it's mostly jig fishing. For walleye and for the trout, actually, to be honest. We'd catch a lot of trout casting jigs, too. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Now, that was when we come back from this break, everyone, I want to talk to Austin about chasing triplets. He's over in the same area. How far away is that for you? Is it the same location, roughly, or what? Or do you have to cover some ground?
It just depends. I got a bunch of different little spots, but yeah, it's not far. Half the time, we'll go half a mile, and we'll start fishing, and then if they're not there, then we'll move. It's kind of like anything else. You got to find the fish, and I got a lot of little spots to find them in.
Very cool. Austin, don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere either. When we come back from this break, we're going to continue our conversation with Austin Moser from Austin's Northwest Adventures. He's already caught one on live TV. Where are you going to see that? Nowhere, just here. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, everyone.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive new Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.